A focus is a directed distance from the vertex. So we're going to start by drawing this out. If I have to draw and label the focus, 5/2, comma 0, so it's a point, and 5/2 is in between 2 and 3. It means the parabola is going to surround this. So what I know about this parabola is it opens sideways, so it's y squared equals 4px. And p is that distance right here from the vertex to the focus. So in this case, my p-value is 5/2. When I simplify this equation, y squared equals 10x will be my equation. A directrix is a line, and that line is the same distance on the other side of the vertex. So if I went in the opposite direction and drew a line the same distance away, that line would be x equals negative 5/2, and that vertical line is called my directrix. Let's try the same thing. When I draw this out, at 0, 1 is my focus, which means my parabola is going to surround that. So since it goes up and down, I have x squared equals 4py. This is my distance of p. It's the distance from the vertex to that point. So my equation is x squared equals 4. The p-value is 1. So x squared equals 4y. Now, if I wanted to find a directrix here, I need to go in this direction. So my line would be horizontal, and the same distance from the vertex to the focus is the vertex to the directrix, which is y equals negative 1. It's going to be the opposite of the given. So this time we're given a directrix. And like we did before, let's go ahead and draw it out. Y equals 3. So 1, 2, 3 is my directrix, which means my p-value will be at negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Therefore, my parabola is going to look like this. So we know the p-value is negative 3. Since it's up and down, I have x squared equals 4py. When I plug in for the p-value of negative 3, I get x squared equals negative 12y for my equation. X equals negative 3. So let's draw it out first, which means my p-value is the opposite, so p equals 3, which means my parabola is going to hug this piece right here. So since it's sideways, it's y squared equals 4px, and my p-value is positive 3. Therefore, y equals 12x is my equation. So this one states vertical axis and passes through the point negative 3, negative 3. So if it has to be a vertical axis, that means it's going to have to be an x squared. At negative 3, it's going to go through this point. So what this means right here is that I'm going to have a parabola that looks something like that. So I know that's x squared equals 4py. Well, I have a little bit of information. Negative 3 means I have an x value and a y value. So let's plug it in and figure out what that p value is. So instead of x, I'm going to put negative 3. Instead of y, I'm going to put negative 3. So I have 9 equals negative 12p. When I divide by negative 12 to solve for p, I get the p-value equaling to negative 3/4. So negative 3/4 would be right there. Now that I have the p-value, I'm going to plug it back in. X squared equals 4. P is negative 3/4. Y. Therefore, my equation is x squared equals negative 3y.